जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह प्यारे दर्शकों सिख चैनल ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤ੍ਰਿੰਜਨ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਆ ਪੂਰਾ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ 10 ਮੈਨੂੰ ਯਕੀਨ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡਾ 10ਵਾਂ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੋ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਹੀ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆ ਪੂਰਾ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਯੁਰਵੇਦਾ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਐਂਡ ਵੀਵ ਗੋਟ ਐਨ ਆਯੁਰਵੇਦਾ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲਿਸਟ ਮੀਨਾਕਸ਼ੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੜੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ you've welcomed us into your home we've done all our episodes here and hopefully we'll be back for 2 more but last week because there's so much to talk about and I just go straight into it ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ different doshas ਦੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ there's a dosha that you're born with and there's a dosha ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਤਾਵਰਣ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ you develop and you'll correct me if I'm wrong because I'm still learning
that's called your prakriti and your
vikriti and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਦੋਸ਼ਾ ਹੈਗਾ we're going to go into a bit more depth ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਿੰਨ ਦੱਸੇ ਸੀਗੇ main ones so it's your show Meena so over to you so let's start a bit just refresh our memories what we talked about ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੋੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ even though ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ words use ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ but we didn't really explain a bit more so let's go into that then
so we're talking about the three doshas now. So the three main ones. So like I said, there are other doshas as well. So very rarely is somebody just vata or just pitta or just kapha. There's always a mixture. But just for the sake of explaining it, so vata dosha is consistent of two elements, space and air. So you've got akasha and vayu.
ਇਹ ਗੌਰ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ so ਸਭ ਤੋਂ so that's why we're going to really slow down so ਪਹਿਲਾ ਦੋਸ਼ਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈ
vata dosha
vata and vayu
and akasha
so
air and space space ether air so all of these two elements combined when you combine them ਉਹ vata dosha ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
and it's amazing just elements ਤੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਆਕਾਸ਼ ਬਾਰੇ ਵਾਯੂ ਬਾਰੇ air ਬਾਰੇ space ਬਾਰੇ what do we think these are very light elements there's nothing heavy there like
floating
there's nothing strong there like fire it's just so it's very floaty very light and there's very lots of movement going on so you will see these elements in the person so ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ vata dosha zyada body ਚ you will see or ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ prakriti especially vata ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ body build ਹੈ very slim ਹੋਏਗਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਭਾਰ ਵੱਧਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ even if they try to they just don't put on weight they're very very skinny they may suffer from a lot of dryness so they might have very dry hair dry skin and all dryness ਸਿਰਫ ਬਾਹਰ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਵੀ ਹੈ so ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਵੀ dryness ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ so that might lead to constipation now if you think about these elements they're very sort of spacious they're very so ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ anxiety बढ़ सकती है now all of these negative qualities I'm mentioning remember this is when they're imbalanced har ek dosha has the opportunity to bring themselves back into balance and they don't experience these things but these are signs unfortunately majority of us are experiencing some form of imbalance so these are signs to see someone experiencing a vata imbalance and the body type is naturally what they're born with so those are the sort of qualities we can see in an individual mentally we can see anxiety badi jaldi overwhelmed ho jande badi jaldi घबरा jande and because there's a lot of movement they're always moving adhar udhar tikke nahi bende and you see this in children and in grown-ups as well tikke nahi baah sakde and the other thing is they'll start 10 jobs but they won't finish it
koi bhi nahi honi
ek job shuru karenge ਉਹ ਹਾਲੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਦੂਸਰਾ ਮਨ ਚ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਲੋ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਤੀਸਰਾ ਉਹ ਵੀ so the movement there's a lot going on but ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਪੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ and that's the vata energy of theirs taking them ever but on when they're imbalanced all this spaciousness brings a lot of creativity or creative bade ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ they're creative geniuses so when you see these writers these poets these actors most of them have a very strong vata dominance in them because they're so creative all these energies help them so in a nutshell ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ elements are ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ use ਕਰਕੇ we can determine the doshas
ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ, that there's two more, isn't there?
Yes.
ਹਾਂਜੀ
So the second one is Pitta dosha. Now Pitta dosha ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ elements are, they are fire and water. Now ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ
these are opposite things though, no?
they're not opposite as such. We'll go on to the opposite, which is kapha, but they are different. So they're different in terms of when you fire no deck there, it's burning.
Agni, ਹਾਂਜੀ
Agni is, what is it? It's transformative. It's moving. It's not sort of moving as much as Vata. It's transformating. It gets stuff done. Yeah, this fire, and it's got the water with it as well. So, and when you look at the Vata dominant people, the characteristics, these people are some characteristics say that they're extremely ambitious. They have a goal. And
you know, it's that saying that's come to mind, I've got this fire inside my belly.
Absolutely. That's exactly. That's why this all makes sense. The principles of Ayurveda just make sense because it's all linked to nature, and it just makes sense. So so these people are very driven, they're very determined, and on a jo karna oh karke dikhande. Nothing can get in their way. They're very focused. They're very focused, yeah. But with heat and this energy, you can now imagine anger. When we think of anger,
destructive, because that's what came to my mind. Jod tusi Agni di gal ਕੀਤੀ.
Exactly. So
and you used the word transformative.
Yes.
And for me, I was thinking destructive.
Yes, can be. Jodo or imbalance aa jande.
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
So this is the amazing thing. All the doshas are great. They all have their qualities, and they all have, unfortunately, have their imbalances, and then they have their consequences. So and then but the body type would be like a more of a medium body type. So again, they've got this transformative nature, they're ambitious, so they've got the build to carry them to get all this done, right? And mentally, they're very sharp, they're very intelligent, they're very driven, and they can have workaholic tendencies when the fire gets too much. So it's about bringing them back into balance. So that's the Pitta dosha. And then the final one is the Kapha dosha. Now that is kind of opposite to Vata actually. So if you think about it, Vata dosha is made up of
air and space.
No, it's made up of earth.
Sorry, we're talking about the third one.
The third one, yeah. So the third one is earth and water. So it's Prithvi and Jala. Now to see aap socho, to see just say you're holding some earth and your water. Kis tarah feel on? It's very heavy, very cold, very grounded. Yeah. So and if you even look at it from a sort of molecular perspective,
growth.
So growth. Kapha is very, very important for growth. But ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ Kapha Prakriti there, or even Prakriti individual deck there, so more the Prakriti, you will see the build. They have a very solid build. They have a very big build. In fact, sometimes in imbalance, they can actually experience obesity as well, because that's the nature of their build up, the makeup of their body. So that's the physical characteristics. Now, in terms of movement, they can be a lot more. They're not as fast as about. They're quite slow. They're kind of chilled out. You'll very rarely see a Kapha Prakriti person getting really, really raging and stressed. They just take it all in their stride. They obviously have their own ways of internalizing it, which can impact them negatively. But you won't see that side because it's very heavy. It's a very grounding, and you're the ball there. That's another really interesting one. You're the ball there, ball mitha ball there, and very slow. Do you know? I see. Consultants, practitioners, they can see just by somebody talking.
ਇਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਲੱਗੀ
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਕਿਰਤੀ ਕੀ ਹੈ? You can tell. On the very softly spoken, very ਆਰਾਮ ਨਾਲ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਆ. You can tell. ਜਿਹੜੇ Vata dominant people are very fast. They talk very, very fast. And ਜਿਹੜੇ Pitta dominant ਬੜੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੀਕਸ਼ਣ ਬੜਾ sharp ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ tongue ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. So just from their speech you can tell. So, and that's the Kapha Prakriti. They have great long-term memories because they might be slow to learn something, but once they've remembered something, they'll remember it for life because they've taken their time. And even in the walk, even that you can tell the dosha of the person. It's amazing. Vata people walk very fast, Kapha people work very slow, and again, so there's many things that you can use to determine somebody's dosha, but these are just some sort of interesting ones. So these are the 3 doshas. So Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So in terms of Kapha, we've talked about the body type. We've talked about a bit about mentality, and also mentally, they can. Again, you can understand the nature of the heaviness. They can be prone to sort of depression. They can be prone to. They can be sort of quite sort of clingy, and they're quite sort of sentimental. Each one has got their own, and I think judging on what you're experiencing in terms of your mental health can also determine your dosha. It's amazing. Yeah.
So ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ 3 ਮੇਨ ਦੋਸ਼ਾਸ ਨੇ, ਸੇ ਹੁਣ ਫਰਜ਼ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ, ਅੱਜ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ 4 ਹਫ਼ਤੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਨੂੰ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਲਿਆ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਆ?
Yes, I have. But it's different for us because मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਚਪਨ ਤੋਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ ਹਾਂ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
And so ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ before the imbalances, maybe not imbalances, but before the changes have kicked in. So I've got a very good understanding. Yeah.
So would you say there's a reason I'm asking this, not just for my personal reasons. So what would you say I am?
I'll be honest with you, because I wouldn't want to just sort of.
No, I know, but for argument's sake, just generically, just pick
but
one.
you've got a very strong pitta about you.
Pitta. So
and I think that's always been there, even in your childhood, even now. You're very, very driven.
This is the third one, the fire and the no.
This is the second one. So you've got a lot of fire element in you, and the water. So transformative, getting stuff done.
Right.
So it comes across very, very clearly. You've always had that. And I could say a lot more, but again, this is going into your childhood. I don't want to sort of speak too much about that. But what I do want to sort of make clear, especially to the viewers, is so this is the thing. So these things do give us clues. The proper way to diagnose it, the way I have been trained, my teachers have taught me, is to do a thorough consultation. We can't do guesswork.
No.
Yeah.
But the reason मैं ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਫਰਜ਼ ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ consultation ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ all of this ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ what we are, what dosha, like ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਕਿਹਾ, and we're not taking it for gospel, but if I'm pitta, you said, ਤੇ ਹੁਣ it means ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਇੱਕ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ 'ਚ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ, ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਡੇ ਦੋਸ਼ਾ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਦੋਸ਼ਾ ਵੀ ਆ, ਇਹਦਾ ਇਹ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ this is what is in unbalanced ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੈਲੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ।
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵਿਕ੍ਰਿਤੀ ਹੈ, so when we talk, mostly when I'm doing a consultation, to be honest with you, mostly we are looking at the vikriti, because they're coming
environment.
to you, the imbalance, current imbalance.
Hanji.
Because they're coming to you because they've got an imbalance now, not when they were like 9, 10. So we're looking at the vikriti, we're looking at what's happening with you now, and we're giving them diet and lifestyle guidance to bring them back into balance. So we're judging the vikriti, the imbalanced dosha that's currently happening at the moment in a consultation.
ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇਹ 3 ਮੇਨ ਦੋਸ਼ਾਸ ਨੇ, ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ।
So it's just combinations. So it's just a different combination. So you could have vata pitta. So it's all the different combinations that you can possibly make up. So you can have vata pitta, you can have vata kapha, you can have pitta kapha. You can have different combinations. Some people can have it's very, very rare, but it is said that sometimes some people could be sort of an equal combination of all 3.
Oh, is this what we're trying to achieve?
No.
What are we trying to achieve through Ayurveda then?
We are understanding what our prakriti is. So the dosha, that our innate natural sort of genetic makeup.
Yep.
And we just want to bring ourselves back into that balance, because we are all born good, pure, right? Yeah. There's no good, there's no bad, but we just want to bring ourselves back into balance. So it's to keep it very, very simple. All we're understanding is what is our imbalance, and kis tarah balance le aana. So understanding yourself, it's going back to self again. It's understand self. What am I? So this is how, like, for example, this is what got me into Ayurveda. It's like digestion. It's like when I eat something.
ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਲੱਗੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ 'ਚ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ where you said ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਈ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ like about 7-8 years ago, 10 years ago, you were not feeling well. ਫਿਰ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਕੋਲੇ ਗਏ, ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਲੱਭਿਆ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ. So then you were just saying that this is what brought you into your journey of Ayurveda.
Yeah.
And then what were you about to say just now?
Yeah. So that's it. So it's basically understanding it. So what I was looking for is mere kyun de jawab.
Hanji.
I'm looking for a kyun ਹੁੰਦਾ. ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਖਾਣਾ ਖਾਂਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ reaction ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ next person ਖਾਂਦਾ they're perfectly fine ਮੇਰਾ reaction ਕਿਉਂ ਹੈ understanding my mental health ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ situation ਕੋਈ situation 'ਚ ਮੇਰਾ instant reaction ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਹੈ why do I behave why do I behave
Emotional response or mental response.
Absolutely. And anything that's going on with me mentally, why am I like this? Why am I made like this? And it's very different to the next person. I could be born and brought up in the same house. That's why you see two siblings. They'll never be the same. Same mum, dad, same environment, same vatavaran, same upbringing. Why are they so different? That's the crucial thing. So what is it that's making me imbalanced? And understanding when you understand why, then that's the road to recovery as far as I'm concerned, because then you can start putting it right. And you can start bringing in changes to balance them. So, okay, if I'm more prone to this, I better stop doing this. So if I'm prone to, say, constipation, for example, I better stop eating really drying foods. Because drying foods are making me more dry. If I've got a lot of pitta and too much heat in my body, I better cut down on heating foods. That's very, very simple. It's more complicated than that, but it's giving you an example. It's understanding your body type, and it's a constant tweak. It's not like, right, मैं समझ रहा मैं आ दवाई खा ली, that's the rest of our life मैं balance ही रहना. It's not like that. We have to, Ayurveda is teaching us quite rightly to keep in tune with ourselves. It's a never-ending journey. And I know it can sound quite sort of exhausting, but it's beautiful. We're just getting back in touch with ourselves.
We're evolving, aren't we, all the time?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we were made like that. Like if you see animals, the natural world, ਹੁਣ ਜਾਨਵਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਹ ਖਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਕੀ ਪੀਣਾ, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਹਾਈਬਰਨੇਟ ਕਰਨਾ, whatever they do, whatever animal it is, ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੱਸਦਾ. They know. They're in tune with it. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ. But we as humans, we're lost. We've lost that.
Why do you think that is?
It's modern living, isn't it? It's modern living. I mean,
But do you think ਅਸੀਂ ਹਰ ਗੱਲ ਦਾ ਦੋਸ਼ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਾਡਰਨ ਲਿਵਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਨੇ ਆ ਹਰ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਆ ਸਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਨੇ ਆ ਇਸ ਮਾਡਰਨ ਲਿਵਿੰਗ
I think when I say modern living, I think what to me that means is ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਆਯੁਰਵੈਦਿਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਆ ਉਹ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਖੋ ਗਏ ਕਿਤੇ in the history and the ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਤੇ ਖੋ ਗਏ they've been lost
and I think they just resurface but in just a few little nuggets never holistically
and so it's not our fault there's no blame it's not our fault so we don't know but I think now this is again going a bit broader I think in the universe there's definitely a shift going on. People are becoming more aware of a lot of things.
Yeah, I agree.
It's all coming to the surface. There's a lot going on, right? So, and I think health and well-being obviously is going to be part of that because we are everything we are is because of health and well-being. I heard a great quote this morning. They said when you have bad health, you only have one wish. But when you have good health, you can make many wishes. Yeah, we thrive when we're in good health. We can do so much more. But when we're in bad health, day night, all we're thinking is how can we feel good? ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੀ ਰਹੇ
ਸਿਹਤ ਠੀਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਿਰਫ ਔਰ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਇੱਛਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਠੀਕ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਸਹੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਈ ਇੱਛਾ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਐਂਡ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੂਰਾ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ
most important
ਐਂਡ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਯੂਜ਼ ਦਿਸ ਟਰਮ ਆਯੁਰਵੇਦਾ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੀਆਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਲਾਈਕ ਸੌਣਾ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਆ ਖਾਣਾ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਆ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਇੱਕ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡੀ ਅਗਨੀ ਆ ਸਾਡਾ ਗਟ ਸਾਡਾ ਡਾਈਜੈਸਟਿਵ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਦਾ ਤਾਲੁਕ ਸੂਰਜ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਇਜ਼ ਦਿਸ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਕਿ ਇਜ਼ ਦਿਸ ਵਨ ਆਫ ਦ ਸੰਸਕਾਰਸ
so when I use the word sanskar I know because sanskar can mean so many different things
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਸਾਡੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਵੀ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਚ ਵੀ Sanskrit it means different things but I guess I'm trying to say just principles Ayurveda ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਿਯਮ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ principles are
shall we talk about the principles
so this is it everything that we've been talking about these are all Ayurvedic principles
all are Ayurvedic principles so what So when we say things like ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ seasons ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖੋ, ਸੂਰਜ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਚੜ੍ਹਦਾ, ਆਪਣਾ discipline ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖੋ, ਤੇ there was another thing, ਪਰਹੇਜ਼, when we talked about that, and ਖਾਦੇ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਣਾ, I'm never going to forget that. ਇਹ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ, and that is going to stay with me, and ਮੈਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਵੀ ਕਰੂੰਗੀ ਕਿ ਇਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਅਮਲ ਵੀ ਕਰਾਂ ਕਿ ਖਾਦੇ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਣਾ. And I think one of the weeks you talked about you know, your burps and things like that, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਗੌਰ ਕਰਨਾ. And I think one of the loveliest things that you've also said, everything you've said is amazing, ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਆ ਗੱਲ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 3 time you said 3 ਮਿੰਟ, like 1 ਮਿੰਟ ਲਈ a day ਆਪਣੇ ਲਈ, ਸਿਰਫ ਔਰ ਸਿਰਫ ਸਾਹ ਲਓ, ਬਰੀਥ, ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠੋ. ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੋਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਬੰਦਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਮਾਂ ਬਤੀਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ ਹਾਂ, ਮੀਨਾ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਪੈਂਡ ਕੀਤਾ, ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ. ਸੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠੋ, ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰੋ. ਇਸੇ ਢੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣੋਗੇ, ਮੇਰੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਦਲਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਤੇ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਨਹੀਂ. So I think this is the tip of this week. Sit with yourself, talk to yourself.
Absolutely.
ਆਪਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਨੇ. I think we've got 2 more episodes. So next week ਆਪਾਂ ਫੇਰ ਮਿਲਾਂਗੇ ਮੀਨਾਕਸ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਹੋਰ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲਣਾ, ਖੁਦ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਣਾ, ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਦੱਸਣਾ. SIKH ਚੈਨਲ 762 ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤ੍ਰਿੰਜਨ ਸ਼ੋ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਦੇਖਣਾ, ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੋਣਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ, ਸਾਡੇ ਸ਼ੋਅ 'ਚ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਉਣੀ. ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਗਲੇ ਹਫਤੇ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ.